What happened to this poor boy that he had to be involved with the spy's family, even after losing his own family? All for this girl. Taiyo Asano's world fell apart when he lost his family in a terrible car crash. As he sat at their sad funeral, he thought about how strange it was to realize how important something is only after it's gone. He looked at Matsumi Yazakura, his old friend from childhood, crying just like him. He was scared of losing her, the only thing keeping him connected to the world. Having Matsumi around made him feel better. Knowing she promised to stay by his side was like having a safety net in his sadness. But Taiyo started avoiding people in the world, even though his classmates tried to include him in things. It felt like they were playing a game, but for Taiyo, it was too serious to join in. When Taiyo was really anxious, Matsumi showing up would give him a break. Being with her made him feel calmer, like his panic attacks weren't as bad. Matsumi started taking care of Taiyo, making sure he ate and took care of himself even though he was struggling with sadness. She tried to get him to eat his vegetables, reminding him of their shared past and how comforting it was. But even when things were quiet between them, Taiyo couldn't ignore their strange teacher, Harukawa. His weird actions and not respecting boundaries made Taiyo uncomfortable, making it hard for him to feel normal. When Taiyo got called to the vice principal's office, he got really nervous. He didn't want to deal with another uncomfortable situation. But Matsumi being there silently supporting him helped him prepare for whatever was coming. Taiyo got really uncomfortable around Harukawa when the teacher proudly showed his secret collection of weird photos of Matsumi on his phone. Seeing Harukawa openly display pictures, even some from Matsumi's childhood, made Taiyo really worried. Finding out that Harukawa had been gathering such private pictures of Matsumi made Taiyo want to report him even more, especially when he saw how obsessed Harukawa was with protecting Matsumi from things he thought were dangerous. Things got scarier when Harukawa pulled out a knife and pointed it at Taiyo because he was jealous of Taiyo and Matsumi's friendship. Taiyo was really scared and couldn't move because of the threat. Just when Taiyo thought things couldn't get worse, a strange woman with silver hair suddenly appeared and saved him, moving incredibly fast. When Taiyo woke up, he was surrounded by people he didn't recognize, feeling even more confused as he tried to understand where he was. Matsumi explained that her family were actually spies, which shocked Taiyo even more. Meeting Matsumi's brothers and sisters, each with their own special skills for their spy work, made Taiyo realize that Matsumi's family was hiding a really complicated and dangerous secret. At first, Taiyo didn't believe it, but he soon realized how serious the situation was. Someone was targeting Matsumi, and Harukawa, who was actually named Kairo, was involved in protecting her from the shadows. Caught up in this dangerous world of secrets, Taiyo's life suddenly felt very different, and he realized that Matsumi's safety was at risk, making everything even scarier. Taiyo was shocked by Futaba's revelation about Kairo's dangerous obsession with Matsumi. Hearing about Kairo's interference in Matsumi's life made Taiyo feel even more overwhelmed. When the alarm went off, signaling Kairo's return, Matsumi's siblings got ready to deal with him. Taiyo felt torn between being scared and considering their offer of protection through marrying Matsumi. But Matsumi said no, thinking it wasn't the right time for Taiyo because he was still dealing with his recent loss. Even though Futaba said sorry for suggesting it, Taiyo still felt anxious because of the threat from Kairo. Things got really tense when Kairo showed up, not realizing the trap set by his siblings, and declared he was going to fight Taiyo. Despite Futaba and Shin trying to stop him, Kairo was too powerful. Kengo hurried Taiyo and Matsumi to safety in a hidden room, where Matsumi's smile gave Taiyo a brief moment of comfort in all the chaos. Meanwhile, Kairo kept attacking, and Futaba and Shin struggled to protect Taiyo. Even though they tried everything, they couldn't stop Kairo's dangerous attacks. Taiyo felt helpless as he watched from hiding, while Matsumi tried to talk sense into Kairo and begged him to stop hurting Taiyo. Surprisingly, Kairo agreed not to harm Taiyo anymore. As Kairo's controlling demands filled the room, Matsumi felt trapped, her freedoms taken away under the guise of protection. Each command stripped her of her independence, leaving her with no choice but to obey Kairo's suffocating rules. When Kairo approached pretending to care, Matsumi tried to defend herself, but he didn't react even when she hurt him with her blade. Feeling like she had no other option, Matsumi reluctantly agreed to Kairo's demands, accepting her limited fate. But just as she gave in, Taiyo emerged from his hiding place, boldly demanding that Kairo let Matsumi go. But Kairo ignored Taiyo's plea, too focused on his obsession with Matsumi to listen to reason. Understanding how scared Kairo was of losing Matsumi, Taiyo made a brave suggestion, urging Matsumi to follow Futaba's original plan. In a courageous moment, Matsumi detached the upper part of her ring and tossed it towards Taiyo, showing her commitment to their shared future. But Kairo's interference threatened to ruin their hopes, his threads grabbing the ring before Taiyo could catch it. Ignoring the pain of Kairo's threads cutting into him, Taiyo fought free and grabbed the ring, silently promising to protect Matsumi no matter what. As Matsumi ran into Taiyo's arms, her siblings cheered, celebrating their union as a triumph of love over fear. In a final act of defiance, Futaba taunted Kairo, showing him that the tables had turned and it was his turn to understand true protection. But that's where this video ends, and if you haven't watched, he was reincarnated as the 7th prince with overpowered magical ability. Click on the video on the right and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. See you on the next one.